So Michael, we've hired a lot of people a lot of attorneys, senior, junior, mid-level in the transactional division. What do you think is the most important skill set or what makes a good transactional candidate?
There's a couple different things. I think the most important thing is being cerebral, right? Thinking about what you're going to say or write before you actually just say it. Unlike in court where you have that one shot to be on the record and to make your arguments and to make the record. In the transactional context, there has to be a bit more thought because it's going to get sent over to the other side, and you have the ability to have that more thought process. The other thing is be a good problem solver. When an issue arises on a transaction, whether during negotiations or at the closing table, it's important, very much like a litigator, that you're able to think on your feet. You don't want the closing to go bust because you weren't able to think of a resolution to either a difficult or easy issue. And the other thing that I think is important that comes with experience, but also natural ability, is to be an issue spotter. Many times when you're reading a provision, people just think of, well, does this provision make sense? Is it written properly? Does it X out outs of the other party? A good transactional attorney is going to look at that provision and say, well, how does this mesh into other issues that are germane to what my client is doing in his or her business? Many transactional attorneys don't do that, and I think that's what differentiates the really good from everybody else.
Yeah, I think creativity is the only other one that I would add, which is really kind of intertwined with some of the things you mentioned, specifically the one of solving the problem. The issue comes up at closing, but creative. Remember, there's a transaction. Someone wants to sell, someone wants to buy. Two people want to become partners. This is the opposite of there's a big problem, such as in litigation, and so you should get your head together and try and find a solution. You're on the same page, in effect, both sides of this transaction. So that's what I think is super important.
Yeah, and it's being flexible when you need to be and being inflexible when you need to be. It's an important dance that you need to kind of go through as a transactional attorney. But to your point, we always want to get the deal closed with the other side because that's both parties' intentions, but that doesn't mean you just lay down either. It's important that a good transactional attorney have all of these traits.